Good morning, inflatable fans. I'm doing another one of those biathlons today. I've got the compass cycle, so I cycled from home just over 2 miles. And although that's the Story kayak bag, it's actually got the ironing board in it. And I weighed it before I left actually this time, and it weighed 23 kilos. Yeah, so not light. But I still think it was lighter than the Story kayak in there. And my backside doesn't feel quite as bad even after that first 2 miler. However, I do think I'll be saying something different after the 6 mile cycle home, but we'll see, won't we? Okay, let's get this thing set up. Right, I've got the bike on the boat. The problem I've got with this one, and the reason why I was struggling with it a little bit, is with the Story kayak is very sleek and streamlined and has a fin at the front and the back, and the skeg's not necessary. So I knew I could launch without the skeg. This one, however, because it's just a flat board, you need the skeg in it just to help it track. So I knew I had to kind of get the skeg in, but can you see how shallow this water is? And with it being a water launch, I knew the skeg was going to dig into the shallow bed. However, I think I've got it. It does mean I was actually trying to do it without getting my feet wet, if I'm honest. But I was just going to have to get my feet wet. But I've got everything in. It's just a case of getting on the water now. And I think that's secure on there. Time will tell, right? All right, let's go. And we're off. Right, first thing I've noticed is a difference between this and the Story kayak with the bike on the back is this doesn't feel like it's listing because it's a lot more, this boat is wider, the bike is a bit more central. Even though it's raised like it was in the Story, it doesn't feel quite as unbalanced. And I think we're going to have quite a nice paddle. There is going to be a slight wind in my face because I'm travelling south with the current. However, there is a slight southerly wind. To think about that then. Nevertheless, it's looking like quite a nice morning. I don't think we're going to have the reflections that we like in the water, and that'll be because of the breeze. But not to worry, eh? And I don't think we're going to have quite as bright a day, although this is England and it could all change in a heartbeat. So now 6 miles, 6.5 to Naban, and then roughly 6.5 miles cycle home. Got some coffee with me and a couple of snacks. I'll probably stop off at some point and have a breather. The trees are just that hint greener than when I last did this. The spring is starting to spring. I might be wrong about that, son. We might get a bit after all. I'm loving all these willows coming into leaf. Just realised I committed a tremendous faux pas. How posh was that? I've left my ruddy hat on the front of the boat. Might have lost it. That's better. Feel like I'm kayaking now. There's one thing I have noticed that's different again between this and the Story with the bike on the back is, I'll just get going a little bit. Right, if you remember with the Story, when I stopped paddling, the boat swung round to the left. So with the camera turned round and me still paddling, if I now stop paddling, the boat's not veering off. And that's good. Looks like we've got professionals on the water for an early paddle. Well, they're rowers, not paddlers. Morning. Just heading under the railway bridge. That on the right hand side there, that's the main post office building. And on the other side you can tell the weather's a bit better, there's a few more touring boats. Moored. It's definitely a bit of breeze, there's a little bit of a chop slap on the crack. Can you hear it? Are you ready? Kind of weird. You can just see the minster over the tops of the buildings there. And this is Lendal Bridge, famous for its ladies of the night in days gone by. On the left hand side here we've got the Guildhall, which has been undergoing some major renovations and reworkings inside. Come on Carl, get the words out. Actually, I have to say, it is a bit chillier than I expected this morning. We had a really nice day yesterday. I was camping overnight with oldest friend at the solar farm. And it's been quite mild, about 20 degrees, and I expected it to be a little bit milder this morning than it is right now. Well, that breeze isn't helping either. Always something new to notice. I never noticed how staggered that walkway was down there. Morning. Bit breezier today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be nice, he says.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You caught out?
Yeah.
You're looking for breakfast?
I hope so.
Oh, great idea. He had a fishing line just lobbed out of the side window of his narrowboat. starting to feel a bit chilly. But now we've kind of left the city where the wind was getting funneled down it. It feels, oddly enough, it feels a lot better. And if you look at the water, that's a bit calmer too. Nevertheless, I do feel a bit parky. Quite tempted to get my coat on for a bit. Yeah, I put my coat on for a little bit. Although it's 20 to 8 now and the sun is starting to warm things up a little. I've reached the Millennium Bridge area on the outskirts of York now. It does feel like that wind's picking up a bit. Yeah, I quite fancy these Millennium Bridges, no matter where they were built. It is nice to see all the cherry blossom out. I do like it. I really like it. I think it's a great time of year. The only problem for me is it plays havoc with my hay fever. So for kind of like the 2 weeks when the blossom's out, yeah, I tend to find myself being a bit sniffly and eye itchy. But I'm fortunate, it's just a couple of weeks out of a year really. On the left hand side here, we've got the start of Fulford Ings. A great trail of boats all the way down the river for about half a mile to a mile or so. Got a fellow paddler coming up here. Looks like a hard shell. Morning.
Alright.
Yeah, man, you?
Yeah.
Nice morning to get out.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It's lovely. Bit chilly though.
Yeah.
It is quite nice when you bump into fellow paddlers on the water. It kind of reminds me of when I had a motorbike, and it didn't happen when I had the little 100 bike, but when I had the 350, because it was bigger, whenever you went past another bike, you nodded or waved. And it's kind of like that. It's like this little community aspect that you don't expect to happen. It's kind of cool. We've got more paddlers up ahead. It's definitely a good day to be out on the water. Good morning. How are you doing? Yeah, fine. You dropped in at Navan again?
Yes. Where have you dropped in?
Water End.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, and
Clifton there.
yeah.
So you come roll up then, yeah?
Yeah. The whole idea is to cycle from my house to the bridge.
Yeah.
Set everything up, put the bike on the back, paddle down here, and then cycle home. Right, so I'm hoping the 6 mile cycle home won't be quite as harsh as it was last time.
That's why you're getting out, aren't you, Dan? Dan's getting back out now.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to crack on. I'll see you later, gents.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, likewise. You
look after
take care.
yourself. See you later, mate.
Ta-ra. That was cool. I've seen that chap a couple of times on the water, and once off it actually, and it was because of one of my videos. He actually went on the River Derwent with his dad, I think it was, which I thought was really cool. I think it was his dad actually, because of everything that happened with my dad. I just remember thinking it's just really cool that he's had that opportunity to do that. Yeah, cool. So it's good to see him. Oh, I feel really good. And just coming into view now, we have the ridiculously overstated Archbishop's Palace. So this is for the Archbishop of York. I've ranted in other videos about this. Don't know whether I should continue that here, other than to say, what on earth does an archbishop need all that space for? Just up there, Matt, on that wall, there's a couple of ducks. So just before I pull up at Bishop's Door, hello Mart. Hi Brad. Oldest friend, how are you doing? Roadkill. By the time I record this, you've probably got rid of the flu, all doing well. How you doing, Ollie? Still need to talk about the day in the life of a balloon pilot video. Bobby Dazzler, how are you doing? Claire. Simon, now yesterday Simon, as I record this, you told me you were going out in your story kayak for the first time today. Curious as to whether it happened. Graham, how you doing? Keith, to the Graham, to the Keith, DPM, Mark. You watching this, John, Mr. Paulson? You alright, Des? I know I've mentioned this on the camping videos, but Mr. Wild Wales has invited me to a group camp in Wales in a couple of weeks, so that's mid-May. Looking forward to that. If you're watching this, Stuart, Scottish Wanderer, how are you doing? Oh, it's a lovely day. Anyway, hello subscribers, well everybody, anybody that watches this, hello. Hope you enjoy it. If you are enjoying it, you know what to do. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, and then you don't miss out on stuff. If you like what I'm doing, of course. If you don't like what I'm doing, just ignore all that. Or don't ignore it, just give it a thumbs down, tell me you don't like it. Tell me what you don't like in the comments. Oh, got visitors. Gotta get some bow wave motion going on in a minute. Weird though, because there's nobody on it. Must be just taking it out for a test run. Anyway, I'm pulling over here. I'm going to park over there and have a coffee. It's good to get out, stretch the legs. Coffee and breakfast biscuits. Oh yeah. I'm actually quite chuffed with the way the ironing board's handling this. But I have to say, this boat has continued to surprise me all the time. Like, I expected it to be the worst one for loading up for camping. It's actually one of the best I've got because it's just so easy to stack everything on that big wide chamber at the back. It paddles nice. It was so cheap, as you know. And yeah, it just continues to surprise me, does that one. It's quite unbelievable, really. considering I bought that one. Cards on the table. I bought that one because it was the cheapest drop stitch kayak I could find on eBay. And I expected it to be a bit of a piece of junk, and I expected to get some views from a channel out of it. That's why I bought it. And I didn't expect to enjoy it quite as much as I do. Right, I've had a nice little break. It's time to push off. Well, we're approaching one of my favourite bridges, and the reason it's my favourite is because of that wire sculpture on top, which I just think is ace. But what I didn't realise last time I passed here, when a boat went by me, I didn't realise it was my friend's boat, Colin and Ginny, who have a wide beam moored up at Naban here. I just keep looking at this row of willows here because they just look so magnificent as they're coming into leaf. They just keep catching my eye. A bit like that. That brilliant sculpture up on top. There's the dog. Can you see him? I said last time I passed under here, it is quite an impressive structure, this one. I mean, just look at all that. I mean, that whole thing looks like a turntable. And I know it's not, but it looks like one. Don't say I don't do anything for you. I hope you're feeling alright, by the way, buddy. Or as well as can be expected anyway. Now you see that boat there? That's my friend's boat. And their side door's open. So they're in. Shall we go say hello? You got any bread for some swans? Hello, you alright?
Yeah, good.
Oh, I crashed.
Been looking out for you to see if you'd be like, I thought you might be up sometime over the weekend.
That was nice. Nice little chatter, chin wag. Right, I better get onto the right side of the river before I get told off. Couple of people on paddle boards over there. Get a chop slap on the boat. Morning. You're sorry? Oh, what I did was I cycled down with this on my back to Water End from home, and then I'm going to Naban, and then I'm going to cycle home.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, it's hard work.
Yeah, it is.
Especially considering it's only got small wheels.
That's great.
But it's fun.
Good.
Have fun. Couple of paddleboarding ladies just wanting to know what I was up to with the bike on the back. Oddly enough, I've seen a few people giving me funny looks today from the bank. That's understandable, I guess. It's not often you see a kayak pootling down the river with a bike on the back. It's not really what you'd expect, is it? Canadian here on the left. I might have met him before, actually. Morning. Didn't I bump into you about a year ago in a different... I was in a different boat.
Could have been.
Look familiar. I remember the dog, actually.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes.
Not easy.
Not easy, no, especially being a spaniel.
Yeah.
Anyway, have fun. See you later. It's been a lovely, albeit noisy at the moment, morning. Anyway, we're just approaching what I think is one of the most, and every time I go past it, I have to draw attention to it, what I think is one of the most fascinating crafts on the water. Are you ready? Yeah. The conservatory. The conservatory on floats. I don't even know whether it's got a motor or anything. It really is the most bizarre looking thing. As I record this, it's Easter weekend and the caravan site here at Acastre Malbis, yeah, it's looking quite busy. And of course the other giveaway that the touristy season is almost upon us, kind of developing, is this cruiser here, the city cruise boat. It's already passed me in one direction with nothing on, nobody on, but I wonder if it's kind of taxiing. All aboard. It's about 20 to 10 now. Sun's getting up and it is getting a lot warmer actually, it's quite nice. I'm glad I didn't put my coat back on at Bishopthorpe. Even with that breeze, it's okay. And actually, we haven't got too far to go now before we reach Navan Lock. Look at that. Lovely. Wonder where these guys are going. Looks like they're going to swing round in front of me. Morning. Up ahead, roughly centre screen. We've got the weir, the bollards that stop you, bollards and floats that stop you going over the weir. Not much mist coming from it today though. Oh, actually there is. Yeah, I'll tell a lie. So we're going to be turning left into the cut. Are you the first one back?
No, I'm only one back.
Only one back. There we go, all packed up and ready to go again. That's been quite good fun, that. Yeah, don't think I'll ride home with this hat on though. It might blow off, I'll be travelling that fast. I'll see you next time, Kenny. Take care. And off we go. Right, I've stopped for a minute, not so much because I feel the need to, but more because I need to take my coat off and hide it in my bag, stash it in my bag, because I'm getting warm. This is a lot easier this time round. Even though this weighs 23 kilos, it's not as heavy as it was when I had the story on. So it still hurts, the bottom of my spine, sorry I caught the camera there, bottom of my spine on the seat and stuff still hurts a bit, just not as bad. And off we go again. Let's go! Not got too far to go now. Haven't felt the urge to stop as much as I did last time, which is a bit of a bonus. So, if you've liked this madcap little adventure, let me know in the comments, and if you don't like it, let me know in the comments. And if there's anything you'd do differently, let me know in the comments. You know what to do if you like what I'm doing. If you don't like it, bang that subscribe and bell notification if you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing, because that's all that happens. You just get a notification from YouTube whenever I've uploaded any new stuff. You take care of yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Cheerio. Now don't get me wrong, that was far from easy. It was just easier. It's all relative. Oh. And I am so glad to have it off my back. Oh, sheesh.